I was always making things. I always have done that. So, being raised in a sort of lower, sort of middle class family and not having much, but realizing that, the surplus around me was enough to sort of keep my interest sort of motivated. So I was able to just sort of use and create based on my surroundings. May it be sort of, from nature or just things within the house. What's so powerful about that is that, you can make something out of nothing. And that I think, thank God I sort of, that was my upbringing because I don't know if I was, had the means to whatever I needed material wise, or whether or not it would be as sort of authentic. You have in the exhibition, you have one that's, covered in all buttons, but the face of it is a beaded vintage funeral burial wreath that I found in Paris at the flea market. And then there's one that's made out of hats and bags. Each one has its own identity, which is important. It's sort of me sort of interfacing and interjecting, you know, multiple ways of thinking, making, and accessibility to sort of this abundance of surplus that's around us. They function as sculpture, but then there's also the possibility that they could be in motion. Forces the viewer to sort of exercise that sort of thought and that sort of imagination. They are sort of bigger than life, and you're confronted with that. So I think it plays off, ideas around sort of, there's this sort of tension, this sort of conflict around fear and attraction at the same time, which is sort of crazy that we are sort of drawn that way and exist in the world that way. But, at the same time, we're hiding gender, race, class. So you're forced to look at the work without judgment, which is really sort of the underlying